All right, what's going on, beautiful people? It's the North Shore 9 Postgame Show, powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Tyler. With me is Doug. Doug, are you tired of this stuff?
Yeah, it's we're kind of just hitting rewind, repeat. Pirates lost again. They find creative and innovative ways to lose. In related news, Primanti Brothers has reported record profits this month, as we have not had to give out any sandwiches. So
Yeah.
they're just keeping those profits to themselves.
Yeah, so another one where we don't get to give away sandwiches. But before we get into all this, let me tell you guys about BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything online sports betting. Right now, you can receive a 50% free bet of up to $250 on your first deposit to bet on anything from the Olympics to baseball to Formula One racing. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here. I'll tell you what, though. Like, Bet Online.
Where are you going to start, Tyler?
People start using Bet Online. I'm not joking with you, because some of these sport books around here, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking what they're doing anymore. So, Bet Online actually
good futures. Yeah.
Like, start using them, people. You know what? In regards to this game,
I'm in a state where you have to. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know where we're going to start here, I think. Let's just roll this thing into extra innings here. David Bednar comes out for 2 innings today, and I want to get your opinion on this here, Doug. And again, the Pirates dropped this one. What was the final? 5-4? Yeah, sounds right.
6. No.
6-5, I think. 6-5. It's all a blur anymore.
We took a 5-4 lead. It was 4-4. We took a 5-4 lead.
We did take a 5-4 lead. We did. 6-5 was the final. Good Lord.
Right. We knew one run wasn't going to be enough. Everybody's going to score one run with Rob Manfred standing on second base with no outs, except the Pirates necessarily, because runners in scoring position and no outs is our kryptonite. And we somehow lucked it. Thank you, Teoscar Hernandez, for sort of letting that one go. So we get the run, but I mean. And then we run Bednar back out there. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I
wanted to start with this actually was Shelton goes with Bednar there in the top of the 9th. And that's a spot where you don't usually see a manager go to their closer in that situation. Normally, a closer's not going to come in as an away team in a tie game. The Pirates are in a different situation today. I actually liked going Bednar there in the top of the 9 or bottom 9. I'm sorry. Yeah. Bottom of 9, Bednar comes in. Normally you don't see managers go with a closer in that situation.
Right. Exactly.
Typically in a tie game, they're going to save them for the 10th inning. I liked using Bednar in that situation. They go back to him in the 10th. Bednar kind of, I'll be honest, he just looked like he ran out of steam because he threw a ton of pitches. Right. And truthfully, this team just doesn't have anything left at that point because Bailey Falter is only able to go 4 innings. So where are you at going Bednar there in the 10th?
I didn't like it. I'm going to tell you right now, I have no idea who else could have possibly been available.
Domingo Germán's your only other option.
Yeah.
And he just...
Yeah, and he stinks. I mean, it was a tough call. Maybe Chapman should have went in another inning. He's the only guy that's been effective lately. I think we were lucky to get a clean inning from Bednar. Bednar looked very relieved and very worn out when he came off. Off the mound in the 9th inning. So I did not expect to see him in the 10th. I did not want to see him in the 10th. I don't have any confidence in him right now. And then asking him to throw 2 innings, and I mean, the Kiki Hernandez at bat was just, that finished him. Just that wore him out, and it was. Yeah, I mean, again, you only had Herman, and then it gets down to our core, roster construction problem, and it's just another way to lose. I mean, we're our best relief pitcher is now has to go 2 innings. I don't think he's done that all year. I mean, I know, famously or
he might
infamously
have, but
through. Yeah, I don't recall.
It's been a
but
while
even
if
if
he
he did,
has.
and he hasn't done it a lot, right? It's not like in the past when, salvaging, or maintaining the sweep against the Dodgers. He threw, whatever the last 4 innings or something like that, 300 pitches. But yeah, like I said, I was happy that he got through the 9th. I thought it was unusual that they brought him in. Again, maybe I would have went Chapman, but Chapman's what he's doing really well. Maybe you don't want to tamper with that. I don't know.
I mean, I think
players have to execute.
I think the entire thing just comes back to it's tough to manage an extra innings game when your starting pitcher goes 4 innings. And that's what they kind of ran into tonight. And you hope that Bednar can maybe give you a little more than he did, maybe be a little more efficient. And he was efficient in the 9th inning. When they got to the 10th, he just wasn't. And he ended up throwing 37 pitches, which is going to shut him down for a little while. So again, they're in a bad
he doesn't
spot.
Pitch this next series, right?
Like they're put in a bad spot again. I don't know that anything in the chat over here is talking about the management of the situation, and that's where we're at with the Pittsburgh Pirates. That we're gonna try to blame everyone for the sun, and truthfully, I'm in the same boat, guys. I get it. I am angry as well. I am frustrated. I am tired of watching this crap. Like, this has been a nightmare to watch. If we weren't all crazy people, I would just be watching normal TV right now. But I am who I am. You are who you are. You all are who you are. We're going to continue to watch. We're going to be miserable. We're going to do it together.
Yeah, you guys are watching this show.
You're right.
You didn't just watch that terrible game. You are now watching us talk terribly about it. I mean, again, like you said, Domingo home run was all you had. What could Shelton do there? And he has made bad move after bad move. I understand, but there was nothing. His options were awful.
I mean,
so
and I was,
and
I said Herman,
awful options, there's also awful results.
There's also Ben Heller and there is Jake Woodford. At that point, are you going Jake Woodford or Domingo Herman or Ben
Nobody
Heller?
You feel good
are you
about.
using
Nobody
any of those guys over David Bednar?
Right.
No,
right.
You're not.
Oh, no. Again, I guess the only option was to go try to get another inning out of Chapman, or maybe a batter or two. I don't know what the righty thing was doing, but something along those lines. I don't know. But again, you didn't have good options, right? It's did you want to be electrocuted or did you want to be hung? I mean,
the option was that they needed to get out of. They needed to score more than 1 run. Plain and simple, that's the option.
Right. And that's what you have to do. You have to. Right. I mean, as soon as they scored 1 run, I thought we should just start the postgame. It's like they got 1 run. The Dodgers will get more than 1 run, regardless of who you run out there. And I disagree with Paul. I don't think those 3 are better choices than Bednar is. I mean, I know Bednar pitched horribly this week, but he was coming off 19 consecutive successful save, opportunities. Yes, he's had a bad week. This team has had a bad week. Shelton, they've had more than a bad week. But anyone that I mean, Heller pitched 2 innings yesterday, threw a lot of pitches. So I don't think he was really an option. And now you're like Herman Woodford. I mean, do any of those inspire confidence against
Yeah.
this Dodger team? Against Shohei Ohtani et al. No. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, here, dude, David Bednar has to get through that inning. If he wants to be an elite reliever, he's got to be better. The 5.77 ERA coming into the day. We can blame whoever we want. We can blame Derek Shelton on how he's used them. We can blame Ben Sherring for bringing in all these guys. It doesn't matter when David Bednar is pitching as poorly as he has this year. And David Bednar has flat out pitched poorly this year. He's had a good stretch for a few months, but if you look at this, look at the entire season, he's been bad.
Yeah.
But he's still what you have. And he's the best you got.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, you get to a point where he throws so many pitches that when he gets to 30, you take a hard look at him and maybe go to God only knows. Your options there are Herman, Woodford, Heller. I don't want any of those guys coming in the game at that point. You need David Bednar to sack up and be your dude. It didn't work out. That's all.
Yeah. Hasn't worked out for a week. Again, more than a week, but this week in particular.
Let's be honest. Would it matter who they brought in at this point? Because they're just on a stretch right now where nothing is working. Nothing is working.
No, they weren't. Like I said, once we scored one run, it was over. It was over. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what happened. The Dodgers were going to score 2 runs. That was simple to see. That was written, in the stars already. So, yeah, not good. There was one sort of good thing today, and that was old friend Andrew McCutchen. That's about it. That's the only thing you can be,
I mean this.
Excited. He had a bad at bat. He had a bad at bat in the 10th inning.
Yeah, well, but to go back to everything here, I mean this as politely as I can. There's a lot of people in the comments discussing removing Bednar from a high leverage situation and what they should have done. Who the hell do you want to pitch in a high leverage situation? There's nobody else. Like, we all want to freak out over everything, and I'm one of them. I lose my mind over a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't. But who do you want to pitch? They only have so many guys. And if your top of the line guys aren't doing it, what do you want?
Yeah. I mean, I'm never mad when Shelton goes to Chapman, Holderman, or Bednar. That's who he's supposed to go with in those situations. Plain and simple.
Typically. They have to
and
perform.
If they don't perform, right. Yeah. I mean, try somebody else sounds like a great plan. But when somebody is Woodford or Heller or Herman,
we're all going to lose our ever-loving minds whenever Dennis Santana's thrown in the 10th
We'd have
inning.
the same conversation. Had he brought in Woodford there, and then Woodford got scarred. We talk about how stupid Shelton was. Why didn't he go? Why didn't he stay with Bednar? Bednar just had a good inning. So, look, I think Shelton should go. Nothing to do with his in-game decisions, really, with the fact that the team, I was shocked that Michael A. Taylor didn't get picked off second in the top of the 10th, because that's the Pirates move there. We're a terribly fundamentally unsound team. And that's why I would fire him. But, I would not fire him because he used Bednar. That's who he's supposed to use in that situation. It's just how it goes.
Yeah. And, well, I'm sure we will get into Shelton a lot more as time goes on here. There's a decent bit of baseball to play, but we still have to talk about today's game here. And
yes,
if we're going to talk about something positive, I guess it would be Andrew McCutchen, because he was the only offense provided to the Pittsburgh Pirates today. 2 home runs, one snuck over the wall. The other one was an absolute moonshot, but gotcha. I mean, Thank God. Thank God he came alive today, or else actually, I almost wish he wouldn't have, because we would have had this show done with an hour ago.
Yeah, we'd be done. I'd be watching a good movie by now or something, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, Kutch came alive a little bit today. You hit the ball over the wall, you get 4 runs, and aside from that, nobody else even had a pulse at the plate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's not going well. It's not a real good lineup. There's no depth to the lineup. I mean, it's kind of like when Skeens came up and we kept we were running out of adjectives and superlatives. Now I've run out of things to say about how bad this offense is and how bad this team is and the bad decisions and the bad roster. It's August. We've covered it. I know we need to cover this game, but that was all that happened, right? That was it. Andrew McCutchen hit 2 home runs. Bae somehow miraculously got on base, and Kutch snuck one over, and I can't even remember who was on for the
Michael A. Taylor had an infield single.
Oh, that's right.
And Rojas made a heck of a play to almost throw him out.
Almost got it, right. And then he didn't have long enough time to get picked off first before McCutchen crushed one. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's still pretty impressive. He's getting up there in age.
It is.
His first 2 multi-homer games since 2022.
At the very least, if we're winding this thing down, at least give me some good Andrew McCutchen at bats to wrap up the 18th hole of his career. Because this might be it for him. And it's also just, guys, this might be it for Andrew McCutchen. This might be the last few months we get to see him. I wouldn't be shocked if he's done soon. So I guess enjoy him while he's here. He's at least given me a ton of fun, for a lot more fun than a lot of other Pittsburgh Pirates have given me. But
yeah, for sure.
Just a tip of the cap to him. And another good game from him.
Yeah.
And then Bailey Falter got to start today. What's that?
Yeah. I said, he hadn't played since Wednesday. I mean, he came back, obviously not at all rusty. So it was nice to see.
It was. And then,
but yes, Bailey Falter started. He didn't have it. He was like every other starting pitcher we've rolled out for the past 10 games. Just didn't have it.
Well,
it only give us 4 innings.
Well, I guess if I'm going to give Bailey Falter any bit of a pass, and I don't think he looked good today, I think he kind of found it. He was hitting the top of the zone, which is where he succeeds. He mixed in some weird pitches. He's a fastball guy, man. We get back, we talk about the extension. Everybody talks about the extension, but the ball does get on you quickly. And when he's able to locate it at the top of the zone, that's when he's the most effective. They got weird with him, tried to mix in some other pitches. Didn't work out. But really, he just got banged up because Gi-Hwan Bae has no idea how to track a damn fly ball in right field.
Yeah. There's no reason for Gi-Hwan Bae to be on this team. He has one elite skill, that's speed, and he has no idea how to use it. Right? His approach at the plate does not take advantage of his speed. He's a terrible outfielder. And I mentioned this last night with Donardo. Charrington does not value fundamental baseball. That's why he's happy. He's happy just to, hey, let's put a guy in right field that's played right field one time, who's only played center field 11 times. He's not very good at that. So yeah, it's ridiculous. He can't hit. I mean, he got on base a couple of times, but he doesn't use his speed. He has great speed, and he's a terrible base stealer. Why in the world would you just not bring up Billy Cook? And I'm not thinking he's the cavalry or anything, but I'm guessing he's a better outfielder than Gi-Hwan Bae. And I'm guessing he's a better hitter, which you'd only have to hit 200 to be a better hitter than Gi-Hwan Bae. So,
he's a waste everywhere you put him. He hurts your team, and he did have an okay game, but like he is absolutely
I mean, it was one of his better games,
and every time you play him out there, you are giving away base hits because he cannot field a baseball, no matter where you try to hide him. the ball will find him,
Yeah,
and he will overrun it because he has no idea how to take a
he
damn
won't
route.
find the ball. Yeah, the ball will find him, but he won't find the ball. That's
Not to mention, like, the walk-off hit. Like, that was the worst throw I've ever seen in my life. I can make a better throw. And I got a noodle on him.
He can't. Right. He can't. I don't know how he ever played shortstop in the minors. I don't can he throw from shortstop to first base? I don't think he can make that throw. I mean, he's just not a good baseball player.
He's a joke.
And we've discussed the other stuff.
Joke.
Right.
He should not be employed by anybody.
There's just
stupid team employees because
no
they're
reason.
stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's just no reason for him to be taking at bats from. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'd rather see Triolo in the outfield. He can't hit either.
I mean, we're getting to that point. Like, Gi-Hwan Bae cannot be employed by this team anymore. They're not a good baseball team, but you're even worse when you're employing people like Gi-Hwan Bae because he just cannot hit. He cannot field. He can run fast and not run efficiently. There we go.
Yeah. Right. No
Tommy,
idea.
This is what he's good at. He can smile at a damn camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just getting. It's been a long week of this team. And this was supposed to be a point where they should be peaking. They did make some moves at the deadline, and we talked about how all they needed was some guys that hit league average. And then everything else just fell apart at the wayside by it. And those guys that they brought in, IKF, I mean, he's played pretty well, but Brian De La Cruz has been bad. Beeks has been fine, but not anything to write home about. It's been bad. It's been a bad week.
Yeah.
And really, it's been a season-ending week. Because I don't know how they can crawl out of this one.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, I don't see him turning around. The schedule's still pretty tough. They don't have a lot of games against bad teams left. I don't expect do you expect them to go take 2 out of 3 from San Diego this week? I do not. I don't expect them to beat St. Louis or Milwaukee or anybody at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Like, they could get hot when
over. So sure.
I don't see it. I know.
But I mean, again, right, and they should be making moves that to that end and managing to that end and playing to that end. I agree. But we're all, and short of a miracle, which we don't get too many pirate miracles, they're not going to make any kind of run. So that being said, bring up Henry Davis. He's better than Grandal, or let's see if he is. Use the time. Bring up Cook and York. See if they can hit. Oh, I mean, again, because it's only at the expense of Jared Triolo and Gi-Hwan Bae and Michael A. Taylor and Brian De La Cruz. It's not like you're saying, man, I don't want to sit Kutch and Reynolds down for these guys. You don't have to. You've got a lot of other guys who can't hit. Most of them can't also field. So why not try some of these guys? Maybe they give a spark. Maybe they're just average. I don't know. But again, if you're rolling out on a trying to end a losing streak and you've got Bae in the outfield and it's just absurd.
Yeah, so it's been a fun week. And really
wait a minute, I've got to say this. All right. David Bednar had saved 19 games in a row. So why would Shelton have decided to make Chapman closer? Come on, washed up tough guy. You're better than that. You're better than that. I mean, there was no reason to bench Bednar as the closer at that point. He'd been lights out for several weeks. Shelton has had a terrible year and should be fired, but you can't blame him for using Bednar as the closer last week. That's just you can't expect him to predict the future. Sorry,
yeah,
back to complaining about Bae or whatever else.
Honestly, I don't think that Shelton made any incorrect decisions today. Maybe you can go with Chapman one more inning there, but then you're still going Bednar in the 10th, and does anything change? I don't know. Like, either way, they got through the 9th clean. You get to the 10th, and you never know. Yeah. Again, I think it goes back to the fact you get 4 innings out of your starting pitcher, and that's not going to work.
I support this. I wholeheartedly support this post.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to complain about Derek Shelton throughout this entire season. I don't know if today's the day to do so. I just think we ran into a team that ran out of horses, and the Dodgers have a lot more horses. And I think that goes much higher than Derek Shelton. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% with you there. We don't match up well against the teams we've played the past week, and we have a general manager, or do we? Or do we have a general manager? I'm not sure that we do.
I don't. Well,
so is there anything else that happened in game worthy? This is a post-game show, and
this is,
now
and to be honest, aside from all that, viewers. I just don't know what else there is to get into here. The Pirates dropped this 1-6-5 in extras. Yeah. I think the Pirates are out of steam, and I think I'm about out of steam with them this week. I need an off day as well. I'd prefer to not watch them for a day. That'd be great. But they got another one tomorrow.
Yes, we need a day off. They know they play, and West Coast games. We've got some.
Yeah, we're on that West Coast schedule.
Let's stay up to midnight to lose. Great.
But Mark in here did ask why I had Joe for Tellez. They did have a lefty on the mound, and it was Anthony Bondo, our old friend, who the Pirates kind of lit up a little bit. And I think going Connor Joe there's fine.
Yeah.
I do think to Mark's point, though, I think we're getting to a point with Connor Joe against lefties that it's not as valuable as it once was. He struggled a lot just in general at the plate, and even against lefties, he's struggling.
Tellez has been hitting lefties. Yeah, right. Tellez has been hitting lefties. They had mentioned that in the broadcast. He'd been hitting 488. I don't know what the sample size.
And it's something similar with the
he has been hitting them recently. Yeah, he's hitting lefties better for sure.
So, I mean, I'm not mad about going Connor Joe there. It's fine. Either way, I'm not going to really be up in arms. When Connor Joe didn't work out, he's playing the matchups there. Connor Joe's really good against lefties. I think maybe if you use your gut a little bit, maybe you stick with Tellez, but I'm not going to bash him for going with the guy that notoriously drills left-handed pitching.
And I mean, that's what his role on the team is. That's why, Ben Sherrington has him on the roster, I suppose. So,
all right, Doug, you're ready to get out of here.
Jim has gone to these Dodgers games. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. I have to actually fill in for Jim tomorrow on Starbucks.
Bednar and I are in about the same condition. Oh, you got to get up early.
Yeah, I'll be on here with Denardo tomorrow on Starbucks. I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. That way Doug doesn't argue with the chat the entire night. Because I think Doug could just argue with the chat all day.
The chat's right. I mean, they've got valid points. It's just
they do.
Some of them is, you shouldn't have bet Reynolds today because he was 1-for-5. I mean, we're getting a little extreme, right? So.
All right, Doug, let's get out of here. Pirates dropped this one in extras.
I love you, chat. You guys are fantastic. So loyal, so intense, such passionate Pirate fans.
All right, let's get out of here. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Bye. Let's go, Bucks.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.